We are live.
Good evening, guys. Thank you for joining us for Sunday evenings with Auntie Liz and Uncle Loz.
Strongman Sundays.
Strongman Sundays. They're the best Sundays.
They are the best Sundays. So I've come to grow fond of these lives as
I know.
much as I was horrified when you first said, let's go live.
It's just fun chatting to everyone, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is nice.
We catch up on all the Strongman action, see what you guys have been up to, let you know what we've been up to. It's been a great weekend of Strongman.
Yeah. Hey, look, someone's saying, but if you've got the mics again, we didn't. I got everything out super early. Yeah, look, we're live.
Can you? Oh, there's World's Strongest Man.
Is it the real World's Strongest Man?
I don't know. Don't know about that.
I don't know. That's an iffy looking picture. I changed the style. I've been sort of messing around with things a little bit. Let's have a little look. Let's go back to Bubble and then go back to
what are you doing?
Oh, I don't know.
What is this?
I don't know. Anyway, let's stop.
How is everybody? I hope you've had a great week. You're enjoying the bank holiday weekend in the UK?
Yeah. Lovely bank holiday. Did Liz or Loz put the shelves up?
No.
No. We paid someone to do it.
We had a very nice man come and do it for us.
Yeah, I've got a handyman because Loz is great at many, many things, but like that.
We both agree that I could do it and you could do it, but it's probably better to pay someone to do a good job of it.
And safer, because we've had an incident
with
trophies and shelves before where it came crashing down and smashed everywhere. And Loz lost like 3 of his Giants Live trophies. So it was very upsetting.
Right. Here's a good one.
Okay. Have you both?
Oh, no. That's it switched. Sorry.
Oh,
have we both recovered from our travels?
You have to address it now.
Yeah, and it's Nicola. We love Nicola.
Yeah.
She's always here. We hope you're having a great weekend, Nicola. Have we both recovered from our travels? Just about.
Yeah.
It's been tough.
Yeah.
I got home for 20 minutes on Tuesday, and then I had to shoot straight out, and I was up 4-hour drive up north for a photo shoot. But
because Loz is a plus size model, don't you?
I am, don't you know? But yeah, we're okay now, and it's quite nice. We've got a bit of a stint at home now.
We're not traveling anywhere until mid-June now, so that's quite I feel like I sound ungrateful because traveling's amazing.
We love travelling,
but we're knackered. Did anybody know UK Strongest Woman happened this past weekend? Would have loved to have watched it.
Yes, we would love to have watched it too. But go on, do your thing.
Do my thing. Okay, so the reason there was no stream for it this time round, whereas there was last year, is because this year they've managed to score a TV contract for it, which is. It's a shame for us now who just want to watch it, but it's really good for the ladies because it's going to be shown on TV later this year. But we do have a photo of the podium. This is my little thing that Loz is like, show them your thing. Hopefully you can still hear me. So here's the podium for UK Strongest Woman. We have Rebecca Roberts, who's also the World's Strongest Woman.
Congratulations to Rebecca as well, winning that title. She's had an amazing year, hasn't she?
Yeah, I believe it was 5 events and Rebecca won 4 of them. The only one she didn't win was the deadlift, which I assume was won by Lucy.
Lucy like broke a record on it, did like 20 reps or something with a 200-kilo deadlift, which is just mental.
Lucy definitely won that then. In second place, a very shredded
look at her. She's looking amazing.
I sent her messages. I was like, you look hot. And I was like sliding into her DMs. But Donna's actually cut down to the under 82 weight class. So, which I think, and I'm sure Donna wouldn't mind me saying, she's been in the sport a long time. She's getting a bit older. She just wants to.
Donna is, when it comes to the female side of the sport, she's the GOAT.
Yeah, she is.
She's done it all. She's been around a long time. I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, she has.
She's won everything there is to win. She's an amazing competitor, and she's still performing really well at a much lower body weight. So good to see. But yeah, congratulations to Rebecca. From what I heard from people that were there, said it was a great show. Unfortunately, we haven't seen anything.
No. Someone did comment earlier at the beginning of the stream that they have uploaded all of the events, so you might want to go and check that out after our live, obviously.
Absolutely.
And
so
then
how do we get back
to third place? Hold on, third place was Lucy Underdown.
Yeah,
Lucy Underdown.
Underdown, yeah.
Underdown, yes. Sorry, Lucy. There we go. Then we just hide it, Lozzie, and go back to comments.
There we go.
So much better than Zoom, isn't it?
Well done, Elizabeth.
And it's important that we practice this because
this is something you want to do during World's Strongest Man.
This is something we're going to be able to do during World's Strongest Man because we are going to have exclusive access to photos and footage. So this is going to be like the best spreadsheet party ever. More than spreadsheets this year, guys. More than spreadsheets. Paris, thank you so much for the super chat. Is there beef with Glenn Ross? Have you ever trained on a chain yoke? Technique points compared to a yoke. And have you ever tried, what's that?
Exogeny pulley system.
Oh, 3 in 1 there,
Yeah,
Paris.
that's all good. So
Glenn Ross first.
Glenn Ross, is there beef with Glenn Ross? No, there's no beef with Glenn Ross. I have asked him to come on the show a couple of times, but he puts on good shows. He focuses on his shows. I focus on the whole of Strongman. Let's leave it at that. Have you ever trained on a chain yoke? Yes, I have a couple of times, but it's not my go-to. If you are training on a chain yoke because you have it in a competition, then I would train it the same way I train any type of yoke movement and build up over the weeks. Don't be trying to jump in. Say you have, let's just take a random number, 250 kilo chain yoke in a competition. Don't be jumping in with 250 kilos on week 1. I use a progressive system where I focus on building up the weight over the weeks, and I work on foot speed and stability. And one of the hardest things with a yoke in general is that stability. On the chain yoke, it's even harder. So you really need to be nice and tight, braced through the midsection, and then just focus on controlled footwork. What you don't want is that implement moving about. That goes across for chain yokes, normal yokes, car walks, all those type of events. You need to have everything from the hips up should be completely rigid and stable. And then footwork wise, it's kind of like a gliding across the floor rather than the stepping movement. It's almost like a gliding shuffle type movement. And then just work on speed, work on movement, and then add weight as you go.
Exogeny pulley system?
I've never used them. They're pretty good from what I've seen in terms of limited space needing to get a workout in, but it's not something I've ever used myself. But thank you very much for the super chat.
I nearly put Michael in a timeout. Sorry, Michael. Who let Evan load the world record dumbbell? He didn't.
Evan did not load it.
I should have, there was, without sort of doing weird cutaways, there was no way to make it clear these sort of little points. So Evan actually wasn't the one loading it. I didn't have any more footage to show that. Someone else loaded it. I don't know who. Even if I did, I'm not going to throw him under the bus. Evan, the clips were a bit tricky, and Evan was trying to get the clip on after it had already been loaded. So it wasn't Evan.
Can I highlight a question?
Yeah, sure. Oh, I knew you'd go for that. Liz's tamness wore off. It's because I haven't had a spray tan. Oh, don't. He is so brown, and he's just been showing up. Look how tanned I am.
It's my hour in the sun.
Yeah.
Like my monthly hour in the sun.
Yeah, because you were under like a tent the whole time during Clash, weren't you? And then on the last day, you went in the pool for an hour and he came out pretty brown.
Sorry.
Right, hold on. What's going on with... okay. Dylan, we need to talk about Nick Meyer's world record dumbbell. LOL.
Dylan is one of our members. That's why
No, I know. Hello, Dylan. Yeah, do you know what? It was a shame. It was so funny. I wish I had Anthony, like more of Anthony on camera, because I was, as you can tell from the footage, I was right in front of Nick. And the second he said, because he looked skeptical beforehand, and I was only watching Nick, and he's like, is that right? And I thought, oh, I wonder why he thinks that. And then the second he'd said, that's not right, I knew that it had been misloaded. It's being streamed live on ESPN. And I think no one wanted to be that person to destroy the show and run out and do something, you know?
He knew straight away, didn't he?
Yeah. Then you've got Anthony's hilarious reaction. If you haven't seen it, guys, go and check out the video we uploaded yesterday. So Anthony's hilarious reaction. But even funnier was 10 minutes later, when it went to commercial break, he came stomping over. He's calmed down now, so he won't mind me telling you. He came stomping over to where we were all sat, and he was like, who was it? Like that. And everyone was like, calm. And he's like, I just want a name. It was so funny. He calmed down now. He's laughing about it. There are many memes.
Yeah.
But
should we address that one?
It was very unfortunate because obviously world record attempt, but thankfully Nick wasn't hurt and he got the record and smashed the record. David, could you clarify what's going on with the Flintstone barbell at Worlds? In your events video, you said that athletes could press from the front as well. So will we not see any behind the neck presses?
It's easier to press from behind the neck if you're well trained in it. So if guys are wanting to put the most weight up, they probably will, but not all of them are that comfortable at the movement. So you may find some guys with poor mobility may decide to do like a traditional push press type movement. But generally, if you're well trained in the movement, you can do more from a behind the neck press. So I think we've seen most of the guys are training it that way. And we don't know exactly what's happening with the rules yet. So we've got a brief understanding of them, but we haven't been told the finalized rules, weights, etc., jumps that they're going to be doing. Hopefully we'll find out all those details in the next month leading up to Worlds.
Okay. Victor wants to know how it feels being able to fit in most of the rides at Alton Towers, I'll say.
It was good. I was like a giddy, scared child.
You look like them in your
I was having loads of fun, but I was genuinely crapping my pants at the same time, because when you're big strong guy, you're used to being the one on the floor waiting, watching everyone else, while you pick people up and you throw them, but you're not the one that's lifted and thrown about. So when it comes to rides, or even Evan throwing me around in the pool, it's a little bit strange when you're just used to being the one that kind of does all the throwing or standing around normally. But it's good. Hopefully I can fit in more next time.
Alex, thank you so much for the super chat. How do you feel about Eddie's post about the 502.5 deadlift? I thought it was very humbling coming from a sport that normally hates on us sumo pullers. Have you seen?
I've seen the pool. I've not seen Eddie's.
So post, Eddie said, for those, I'm ad-libbing here, but he said something along the lines of, sumo, like, we need to respect it for what it is in its own right. And he was saying that he never pulled more than, I think it was 400 kilo sumo. So it's not that it's easier, it's a different lift, it suits different types of people, etc. So
yeah, I would totally agree with that. I can't pull more sumo than I can conventional.
Rauno weirdly can do the same.
Rauno's kind of like a hybrid that can do both. But most people are built better for one type of lift. And like we said in our video, and I'm sure Eddie said, and everyone said, 500 kilos is 500 kilos, regardless of
question. Though, how do you feel about Eddie's post? What do you think about what Eddie said?
I haven't seen the post, but it's good. I mean, Eddie was the world record holder in the deadlift. I think he still classes himself as the world record holder, regardless. But yeah, it's great. I think I don't like. If when Kevin beat my distance on the Dinny Stones, I'm like the first person to go and say congratulations. Yeah. Anytime I see someone do something impressive, I'm always the first person that tells them. I like that side of sportsmanship. So yeah, I'm pleased to see that Eddie's done that, although I haven't actually seen the post yet, but I'll go and have a look.
Well done. I think it was a reply to a comment somewhere. Okay. I can't remember, or if he actually did a post. I don't know. I see so many posts. Now, woohoo, upgrades for the spreadsheet party crew. Cannot wait.
So this is getting it all ready.
During World's Strongest Man, there's going to be 2 videos every day. We're going to have our sort of pretty recap, which is going to include photos and bits of footage and all sorts, so we can talk about results and have visuals. And then also for the super fans, we're going to have our weight parties and the lives, and any photos.
And you are all welcome to join us.
Yes, you are all invited. We will bring nibbles and
nibbles for us.
Well, yeah, sorry, but it's going to be fun. There will be many late nights, but it'll be worth it. Jamie, thank you for the super chat. Any ideas who the wild card is for the Strongman Classic, as I haven't seen anything announced?
I don't think we'll hear anything until after World's Strongest Man. I think they'll focus on Worlds. They'll see if athletes get injured, how people perform at Worlds, and then I would expect an announcement then. Yeah.
Agreed. Oh, sumo is cheating. Let's not get into that.
We don't want to get into that.
No.
Sumo, like, it's a great. You've got to respect people when they're good at something. Just because they lift more than I can or you can, it doesn't mean it's cheating. It's
Everyone
just
can lift more than I can.
Well, there we go.
We're talking about me.
It's not my preferred way of lifting. I'll openly admit that. But I train people to pull sumo because their body shape is built better for sumo. And if you're a powerlifter, then and it's allowed in what you do, then you're allowed to do it. I'm not a fan of super wide bench presses with minimal range of motion. But again, if you're allowed to do it in your competition, then do it. I'm not a fan of people deadlifting in straps in their fingertips, but I've done it myself before. Yeah. If it's allowed in a competition, you're going to do whatever you can to maximize your results. So I never blame the athlete. No. It comes down to the
The
rules.
rules and the referees.
And I mean, you can certainly have your preferred way of doing something. There's nothing wrong with that. And I do. I prefer seeing, I prefer seeing a good range of motion bench press rather than like a partial almost, or like, I'm not such a fan of equipped squats that are mega high. I like seeing a raw deep squat that's much less in weight.
Yeah.
But that's just my personal view. If you're a fan of equipped lifting and you like seeing that,
you just want to see the
it's
biggest
not me
weights,
to say it's wrong. We can all have our opinions on these things, but if you're allowed to do it in your sport, it's not cheating.
Possible pilot deviation. Thank you so much for the super chat. Ain't no party like a spreadsheet party because spreadsheet party out now with pictures. Oh god, I messed that up. But yes, it's going to be so good.
The hell did you just say?
I don't know, but it's going to be awesome.
Have some coffee.
I maybe I've had too much coffee. That's it. Oh, don't you touch that.
Oh,
That's all right. That's my job. And I was going to tap this one. Conan Ingram. Can I get a shout out, please? I'm going through a rubbish time right now. I'm a big fan of your videos and think you're both great, but I'm curious. Loz, do you dye your beard when entering competitions?
doesn't look like it right now, does it?
When was the last competition you did?
To be fair, I think a lot of the members on this site can tell you if I dye my beard or not at certain times.
Yeah, you have.
I've been a bit lazy recently. It's just letting it come through now.
You stopped dyeing the full beard and started just like dabbing, didn't you? little dab.
Can't keep anything secret of you guys, can we? Just for Men need to sponsor me.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, then you can openly talk about it. Until then, you guys are getting none.
Jiminy Crickets.
Jiminy Crickets. Hi, Mike. I've asked Coach Loz what machine I should use to impress my wife. He said my best chance was the ATM. I'm not sure who should be more insulted, me or his wife.
Definitely one of you.
Yeah.
I don't know who gets it worse, his wife or you.
Almost definitely me. No, Lonnie's watched that. I presumably
Anthony Furman reaction, and he's taken it like a champ, hasn't he?
He has.
But
you have to though, don't you? Because we're gonna rip this up. That was just hilarious. Did you guys know you were on camera in that moment?
Well, we were permanently on camera, but we didn't know it was like
that's what was being broadcasted in that moment. No. You didn't know.
We didn't know, no.
Okay. Oh dear. Right, let's just try and catch up a little bit.
How was Alton Towers? Did you guys end up going?
We did, and we even did a little vlog. If you check back just before our clash videos, there's I think it's a cute little vlog. What do you think?
It is cute. Yeah, it is.
You're reading, aren't you?
Yeah, I was reading, but yeah, it is cute. I enjoyed it.
There we go. What we got here, Brian, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you both for helping me get through this week of 2 back surgeries. Yeah. Oh, bless you, Brian. I hope you're on the mend now. And
definitely, buddy, just rest up and get yourself feeling good, and tune into our lives leading up to World's Strongest Man. We've got lots planned for coming up to Worlds.
I'll give you one thing. Today I've been curating photos of cute little boys. What? Namely, strongmen as children. So you guys, if you remember 5 months ago, we did a Guess the Strongman Baby video, which people loved. And they said, can we have a part 2? Part 2 is coming this week. And I've actually asked the guys to dig deep this time. So it's going to be more difficult. It's a World's Strongest Man special in honor of the fact that we're now in World's Strongest Man month.
Yeah, World's Strongest Man, not far away now.
Yeah. So
all the athletes training hard.
Yeah. And there's me bugging them, send me your baby pics. They don't mind, I'm sure. Jose, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Jose. Any advice for grip training? Yeah. Train grip. Don't. One of the things I'd say with grip training is don't overtrain it. It's very easy to overtrain on grip. I would tend to focus on 2, maximum of 3 grip sessions a week. I found myself in the past I can easily overtrain on grip, particularly if I'm a strong man. But it's understanding what type of grip strength you want as well, and what your goal is. If you're a powerlifter that needs to hold on to deadlift bars, that's different to someone competing in a grip competition where they're specifically going to train on like V bars and grippers and stuff like that. So like with most things, there's always a focus on what your end result is. But I like to mix my grip up. I do a lot of holds, so either thick bar or normal bar holds, sometimes axle holds from like I put an axle over a rack and just do a body weight hang.
Dangle.
That's quite hard. Fat grip holds. I do behind the back holds. I do pinch grip. Pinch grip is really good for strengthening up your thumb strength, which then helps in terms of locking in to a bar and then just holding on to bars, various different types of bars. I like farmers holds, trap bar holds, behind the back holds, just holds. Very boring, but works quite effectively.
Wife hold.
Wife hold.
Oh dear.
Pinch grip is probably my favorite variation, whether it's single hand or double hand. I find that crosses over quite well into a lot, particularly for strongman events where you've got like thick bar stuff that you're grabbing onto.
Brendan Walker, thank you so much for becoming a member. Right, there's lots of comments about sumo. I want to move on from sumo.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's move on from sumo.
Yeah. Yeah, look, here we go. Sumo wrestlers are the best at sumo. Let's like drop mic drop, whatever you call it. Here we go.
Like Anthony.
Yeah, he literally dropped the mic. Nicola, my husband thinks I'm a freak for staying up all night refreshing spreadsheets. So glad we could do it together.
Come and join us, Nicola. Don't worry about your husband. You can join us.
It's a safe space.
We are all here. We're all going to have fun.
And you know what I might even do is recruit someone to moderate just in case the sex bots get out of hand again.
The sex bots are a pain.
The sex bots are a pain. And the busier a live is, the more they tend to gravitate towards it. And we don't want our party ruined by sex bots. But yes, to answer someone else's question, we're going to be live every night that the guys are competing, just hanging out, doing what we do, sharing some pictures and stuff. It's going to be tight, y'all.
Matthew Dennis, World's Strongest Man 2022 will be insane. Shaw's potential 5th. Martins, Novikov, Stoltman, crazy year. Totally agree. It's going to be great. Obviously, we're disappointed that Matthias can't compete, but
and Rauno.
But I think the battle, for me personally, I think it's between Shaw, Tom Stoltman, and Martin's list.
Based on the events
that we've seen in the final.
I'm going with
I'd never count out Novikov, but I don't think these events suit him as well as those three.
I don't think so either. But last time I talked myself out of Novikov. Never again. Alexei Novikov, World's Strongest Man 2022. You heard
really?
it first.
I'm not going for a prediction yet, but I think those three are going to be the favorites.
Yeah. Are you a member of the official Strongman subscription? If so, is it good? And do you get the Giants live shows? Yeah, we are actually members, aren't we? we just support Strongman. So yeah, we're members. And yeah, you get every live stream that you could pay-per-view on Facebook is also on official Strongman. And there's loads of archive stuff as well. So even if like you paid for 1 month, caught up in a month and then waited for the next competition, it's totally worth it, which is something you're allowed to do. You can just cancel whenever, no minimum term or anything.
Yeah,
I believe. Colin's desperately cancelling the terms of service. Shut up, Liz.
Monica.
Monica. Hello, Monica. Excited for the coverage around World's Strongest Man and hearing your take on it. We'll be tuning in from Sacramento to hear it. Awesome. Hold on, you're going to be in Sacramento. That's where the competition is.
She can obviously give us up-to-date results.
Yes, we need you as a what do they call a mole? Monica the mole. Put a GoPro
Monica's
on
lovely.
her.
I've met Monica a number of times.
I've met Monica at the Arnold.
Yeah, you did.
Right, this guy keeps asking,
okay.
so let's answer it. Can Kim advance from the first round to World's Strongest Man, to the final?
Absolutely. Any of the guys that get to World's Strongest Man have a chance. Now, Kim's training's going really well. His deadlift is phenomenal. But Kim has to treat this as a real experience. The first World's Strongest Man is tough, and Kim hasn't had a huge amount of international experience. I'm hoping that from this competition, he's going to get invited to some big shows, because I think a year of competing in bigger shows and, you know, getting that experience against the best guys is really going to be beneficial for him. I'd love to get him over to the UK and be able to do a bit more training with him in person. But he's looking really strong. He's looking mentally in a good place, and I think he's excited to be going.
No, we're excited to see it. It's a shame you can't be there with him.
I'd love, next year I'm definitely going.
There you go. A grey beard is sexy, Loz, says Rick.
Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, Rick.
What do we think, guys? Sexy grey beard or diet?
Or shave? No, God, no.
That'd be weird if I shaved my beard.
It would.
I don't think Alexa would know who I was.
No, she's never seen you about a bit. I'm not sure I'd know who you were.
You don't remember that far back.
Here we go. another talking point we're meant to bring up. Thomas, Arnold South America happened this weekend. Did you see the results? I saw a top 3. Unfortunately, I don't know any of the guys. Like someone was saying the other day, are you going to do a video about it? But when we've got so little information and we don't know the guys.
When promoters don't give you anything to work off, so you don't really know the guys, you don't know the events, you don't know anything to talk about.
I knew the events, but even then, it would have been a 60-second video saying, this is the list of athletes. I can't pronounce the names. And this is the list of events. We wouldn't have been able to really elaborate beyond that, would we? Because
I've seen some of the performances.
How did they do? Because it was a very heavy competition. It was like
pretty heavy.
110
when I say I
reps.
haven't seen the actual Arnold performances.
Okay.
I went and looked at a few of the guys training online.
Okay.
Just to get a bit of a feel, and it's not really. I mean this with the greatest respect, but it's not an Arnold's lineup.
Well, I don't think this one is a qualifier. I don't think it's being treated as a qualifier like they usually are. I don't actually know what's going on with the Arnold's qualification system right now.
So unfortunately, we just don't know too much about it.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to bring we can, if anyone knows a bit more about it, then that's great. And, if you're a promoter out there that you'd like us to talk about shows, I mean, JF Karan did a show and he contacted me, he told me the athletes, told me the events, and we did a bit of a preview for it and to help build it up. But there's some shows where promoters throw them on, but they're not giving it great exposure.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about like the Giants Live guys or the Wuss guys or, the likes of Anthony Furman doing the under 105 shows. We're getting lots of information.
They push really
pushing hard to really make the sport bigger. Whereas if we keep it all quiet and, don't allow people to know the athletes that compete in, don't allow it to grow, it's hard to help the sport grow in that respect. Obviously, the main athletes right now, the big names, are all focused on World's Strongest Man. So I didn't know any of the guys competing.
No, I honestly didn't. Which is a shame because I'm sure, they're great guys and hopefully we will see more. I'm sure we're going to see
some up-and-coming athletes. But yeah, it's just a lack of information.
Yeah, it makes it really difficult. Nolan, how weird is it that World's Strongest Man is riding the Loz and Liz wave? We're friends.
We're friends now. Us and Worlds are getting on.
You didn't ever. Well, it was surprising to be honest because Loz has been very vocal about,
I just tell the truth. I just tell the truth.
Yeah.
And
you talk from experience as well.
I've always loved strongman from the very first moment I did it. All I ever wanted to do was be a pro strongman, wanted to get to the highest level. And I'm so pleased to see the improvements that World's Strongest Man have made.
Yeah.
When you look behind the scenes from when I did my first show to what it's like now, the treatment the athletes get is so much better. They're really pushing the sport to new levels now. Prize money's better. The medical treatment is better. Just everything is improving.
Yeah.
So
all we need to get to now is the TV contracts and stuff. Yeah. That's the last piece of the puzzle.
But that's very hard, and we understand why.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't when I was a competitor. When I was an athlete, all I cared about was competing, thinking, why aren't they live streaming this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But when you delve deeper into the business side of things and understand there's a lot more to it than we think. Even the guys that are competing now don't realize what goes on behind the scenes. But yeah, communication with Worlds is very good. We enjoy working with them. They enjoy working with us, which is nice.
They've been brilliant. Like they got in touch with us. They were like, we love what you guys do during Worlds. Because I thought they were going to say, don't do this. But they were like, no, we love it. And like, we love the community that you've created. And that's the people that we want to please because they are the real fans of Strongman. And they're the ones who lose out because of the lack of live stream. So we want to help you do what you do better.
Yeah,
and I was
leading up to Worlds, we have a few more things that we're working on with World's Strongest Man. And yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah. Cannot fault the communication and how they've been with us, to be honest.
You watch their social media team now and they're responding to people all the time online, whereas before it was just ignored. No one was like spoke to. Whereas now
it's very personable now, isn't it? Leo Pieman, thank you for the super chat. Hi, Loz and Liz. Hope all is well. Thank you, Loz, for a savage month of training. Hamstrings are in bits, but it's worth it.
Good stuff, buddy. Keep smashing it.
There you go. Are you a savage?
Am I a savage?
Yeah.
I'm a smart
coach
and athlete, I think. I know when to push hard, when to back off, and how to peak for big events.
Swedish Viking wants to see you sumo wrestle. If you look at an old Britain's Strongest Man, there is you wrestling Mark Felix, Terry Hollands. Which year was it? 2008?
Yeah.
Finals?
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. So after the live, go and
Macho Man.
go and check that.
Yeah. I just saw a comment.
Marcus Thomas, thank you so much for the super chat. Loz, different topic, but I used to think of getting into arm wrestling.
I've just been arm wrestling tonight. I've just got back from arm wrestling. First time in a long time going to the local club around here. Really good bunch of guys. We've got some great arm wrestlers down there. It was good fun. And yes, from tomorrow, Tuesday, I will be focused on about 4 or 5 months of arm wrestling training.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll bring some behind the scenes action. I'm still doing other training.
I'll definitely record one of your sessions.
But tonight was good. My arm is sore. Haven't done like a proper arm wrestling club for a while. And you're arm wrestling different people. I got into a couple of tough battles, and then after that, my arm was just drained. Nothing left.
Yeah.
But it was good. It's really good fun. I love it.
We haven't, Victor, heard anything about Fortismus coming back, but I can assure you, as soon as there is confirmed dates and whatever, we will know about it quite quickly, because one of the guys who's quite heavily involved with it is a good friend of mine who I speak to regularly. So yes, I promise you, as soon as Fortismus is coming, you guys will be the first to know. World's Strongest Blacksmith, thank you for the super chat. If Iron Bibby was at Worlds, do you think he could break 265 on the Flintstone press, or possibly close in on 300?
No, I don't. If I'm honest, I actually think he'd struggle more on a behind the neck press than maybe some of the more explosive guys, just because of how thickly set he is. I think behind the neck, he'd struggle to get it actually on his traps, and I think he'd be up on his head. So he'd probably be one of those athletes that are more comfortable pressing it in front of him. And 300 kilos is a massive weight. I mean, I regularly say he is the strongest shouldered guy on the planet, but 300 kilos is a massive weight. What's he done on the log? He's done 230. That's a long way from 300.
Yeah.
Let him focus on 240.
Look, we've got people putting in their applications. Nicola, happy to help moderate, Auntie Liz. I would be up and watching anyway. Nicola, you are actually one of the people I would absolutely be happy to do it, because you don't get into arguments in the comments, and you're always here, you're reliable. So yeah, definitely slide into my DMs over on Instagram, and we'll make it happen. Thank you. There we go. You just got to take care of the sex bots. Oh, World's Strongest Blacksmith. I meant Iron Bibby.
Iron Bibby, yeah. No worries.
Was there a mistype?
I think it was just a mistype.
Oh, Iron Boy.
we knew who you meant. Thank you very much, though, for the super chat. Singleton for the win.
Oh, Singleton.
He's looking good. Do you know what? I think he's going to have an amazing year this year. He looked really strong when we saw him.
He did look strong
the other day.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think he can win this year. That's, I'd love to see him win. I just don't think he can.
With the events.
With the events, he's still developing.
Mm.
He has a couple of weaker areas, and he's also got a slight shoulder issue at the moment.
He has, yeah.
Which he said he's confident that he can be fine by Worlds, but it's always going to be I don't want to say the word, because you tell me I get in trouble if I say that word.
Niggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't say that. Someone's channel was taken down for saying that.
Yeah,
but even though it just means a slight irritation.
A slight irritation, in his shoulder.
He had an inconvenience.
But I think the events in the heats are incredible for Evan.
Yeah, I'd be amazed.
His grip is unbelievable. Sure. His deadlift's really good. His stones are good. His yoke and things like that are really good. So I think the events in the heats are unbelievable for him.
Yeah.
The events in the finals are good, but I just think guys like Tom, Brian, maybe, Lysis, just a little bit better, a little bit more
well-rounded.
Yeah, suits them just that tiny bit more.
Jason, thank you for the super chat. How do you stay in shape with a hurt foot? I've broken a small bone, and almost every exercise seems to involve it.
Machine work is really good. Like if you can train in a commercial gym, because that can stop you having to be on your feet. Diet helps massively. You can still train a lot of movements. It's just if you are predominantly just using a barbell, then it does limit your progress a little bit. But you can always work around things, depending on where the pain in the foot is. You can even have if it's more in your toes, you can have your heels on a leg press, but your toes off. Lots of machines like leg curls, leg extensions.
Ab work.
Abs
with your
easy,
feet
but
in the
you
air.
can do lots of upper body work as well.
Mm.
You know, upper body shouldn't be impacted, especially if you can use machines or even like a bench for feet up bench pressing, shoulder pressing. There's still lots that you can do. I've had injuries everywhere, and I'll always find a way to train around things.
Yeah. Here we go.
It's very easy to make an excuse and say, "Oh, I can't do anything."
Yeah.
Most experienced kind of coaches will find a way. I mean, a really good page to go and follow is Squat University. They are on Instagram. They've got a YouTube page as well, but they are really good. They're not they don't give typical doctor advice. They give athlete advice, and it's one of the best pages to go and follow. There's so much useful information on there, and it'll teach you how to prevent injuries and how to work around things as well.
People saying grey is sexy. People saying they want to see you with a moustache. And
like an Anthony moustache.
Oh God, never. Sorry, Anthony. And put some braids in there. Dreadlocks. Oh dear. Heidi, thank you so much for joining us and for the super
Hey
chat.
Heidi.
Wish I could go again this year. Presumably she's talking
World's
about
Strongest
Worlds.
Man, yeah.
Oh.
We won't be at Worlds anyway.
No, so you're not missing anything. Oh, Brad, your comment is down here for some reason, but thank you so much for the super chat. Luke Stoltman, 2022 Worlds winner.
You never know.
How do you rate Luke's chances with the events, Lazo?
Luke's great. You know, Luke, sometimes I write Luke off and he just comes and smashes it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to write him off anymore. I on paper, you'd say the deadlift cost him a little bit.
Yeah. It would be better for Luke to have the deadlift ladder in the finals, I think, rather than the
I agree.
reps.
And I think he'd rather have like a log for max than the behind the neck press, but I
Yeah.
still think he'll do well on it.
I think so too.
And I mean, last year he was doing amazing up until the Stones, and the Stones was a great event for him. He just made a mistake. I think Luke is definitely a dark horse. He's he's in that bracket of guys just outside those top three. Like I have Brian, Tom, and Lissis as my top three in terms of they're my favorites
based on the events.
Yeah, and then there's a whole group of guys that all of them could be fighting against each other.
Trey, Evan,
there's loads of them.
Yeah,
and it just depends on who's in form, who makes a mistake, that kind of thing.
Why?
We
need to see a video of Liz deadlifting at least 225
People want to see you lifting, Lizzie.
Why? Is that an angry face? Why?
Why are you so angry?
Why are you so angry? I could deadlift 225 pounds.
You have lifted that before.
Yeah.
225 pounds is like 100 kilos.
Mate, I'll do it right now. Damn, I've left my barbell upstairs. Oh dear. Right. Is World's Strongest Man being streamed this year? No. No.
You want World's Strongest Man updates? You come to us.
Yes. Unfortunately. No, not unfortunately for us. Unfortunately for you. Okay.
Someone telling me to not shave. I don't plan on shaving, so.
David, thank you very much for becoming a member.
Thank you too. We've had a few new members today. Thank you very much, guys.
Does Liz prefer Loz with or without the beard? With. You get used to it, and I know what I know now, and yeah, I like the beard. I mean, Loz, I've seen Loz like fluctuate weight-wise quite a lot over the years, and he looks great without a beard when he's trimmer. When he's bigger, he tends to carry quite a lot of weight in his chin. And I mean, I've got a big chin myself, so I want to talk. But I think, the beard served a purpose, and now I think it would be weird if you got rid of it.
I just kind of like the beard.
I like the beard. It's part of your identity. We'd have to change all the t-shirts and everything. It would be a nightmare. You're not wearing one, but it would be a nightmare, wouldn't it?
It would.
The beard stays. It would have to be a pretty good reason for you to
Question for you guys. Do you want to see some Auntie Liz merch? That's something some people have been asking for. Yeah.
Maybe we could do an Auntie Liz Hugsy. But bear with me. Would you like a little Auntie Liz? Don't do to it what Loz does to his, though. Disgusting. Right. Carsten the Baker. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hello, guys. How are you? Can't wait for the World's Strongest Man. Hoping for Tom, cheering for sure. If you should put $100 on someone to win, who would that be? Keep up the nice content. Big love from Denmark. If I was going to put $100 on anyone, I would put it on Martins, because I think he is one of the safer bets.
You know Martins is always going to perform.
Martins is always in the right mindset. Martins is consistent. He doesn't really have any weaknesses, and Martins knows how to win. I've never seen Martins really put off by anything. I think
he's a very smart competitor, very calm under pressure.
I think he's the safer bet of the three that you mentioned, you know?
If I was given $100 to put on a bet right now, I'd put it on Tom.
Not given your own money. Does that change things? I think it should. Don't be so reckless.
No, I'm going to put it on Tom. But I still need to see how they are a bit closer to the time.
Yeah.
You know,
how they perform in the heat.
The last few training sessions can always show a few, different things.
Because what we'll do when we know the heats, we'll do predictions for the heats. But then once the heats are done, we'll do predictions for the finals. Because you need to know
exactly. The reason I'm going with Tom, he is so focused on just World's Strongest Man. He doesn't care about any other title, and his training is just dedicated to that. And I think he's got this weird confidence now that he's won it last year. And I do think the events suit him.
Yeah.
You know, you look at the events as a truck pull. He's very good at truck pull. He's very tall, which is good for power stairs.
Yeah.
His deadlift is solid. His overhead is solid. His stones are incredible.
Yeah. It's very good. Do you know what? I wouldn't bet against Tom. I also wouldn't bet against Martins.
Well, and you look at like when Brian last won, the only event that's different, I think, is the behind the neck press or the Flintstone press.
But that's Brian 2016 compared to Brian
of
2022.
Course, but Brian is, and I'm someone that gets a lot of crap for saying Brian's past his best, but Brian is still very, very good.
Still came second last
year. And these events really suit Brian.
Yeah.
And then it depends where the other guys that we talk about place on other events as well. One mistake can cost you. We talk about these three. It just takes one mistake and they're out of that top three.
Yeah.
And that's the exciting thing with Strongman.
Happened to Luke last year, didn't it? On the stones. Lily B, can you do a video on UK Strongest Woman? Thank you for the super chat. We could. Tomorrow evening when we film our baby video, we can also do a UK Strongest Woman video.
We need to try and get a bit more of information on it. That's the only thing. On
Instagram, send me your photos and videos to include in the video so we can make it a bit prettier and it's not just us going but hopefully we'll have full results for that and we can make it.
I only know who won each event.
Okay, that's quite valuable information. We take that.
Well, I know that Rebecca Roberts won 4 of the events.
Yeah.
So
Rick, I'm watching Strongman for almost 30 years now, and it's great today. Also for the strong women, which I'm a big fan of.
How amazing were the strong women at Clash on the Coast?
So good. So how amazing was Sam breaking a world record mid-competition?
Do you know what? I absolutely love that.
Coming second overall.
Over the 3 days, they had the record breakers, then they had the under 105s men and the under 82 kilos women. And I didn't enjoy the record breakers that much. Not that I don't enjoy seeing world records, but
you don't enjoy it as much as an actual competition.
I prefer a full competition because a full competition, you've really got a battle going on between different athletes. And the way Sam broke the record in the competition, she absolutely smashed it. But then you had Mel was just incredible and so consistent. The men's side of the competition, you had Isaac and Matt battling it out.
Yeah,
it was just fun. Some brilliant performances. Meeting some new guys and girls, it was just I thoroughly enjoyed it. The lighter weight classes, I'm kind of having more and more time for.
Yeah, they're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. They're so impressive, and not just because they're small. They're impressive, full stop, aren't they? Like Nikolai Myers with his what was it, 100 and
I think it worked out about 114
kilos overhead, and he weighs less than 90 kilos. There are heavyweight strongmen that cannot do that.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling. It's really good. David, one of our members. Hey guys, I've got great news. My partner just had our 4th baby. Congratulations. We have 3 girls and now 1 boy. Colton Moran is his name.
Congratulations, guys. That's brilliant.
There's nothing better than having like those couple of days after having a baby where it's just all cups of tea and sniffing babies. Is it just me?
Is that why I made you sleep downstairs?
You didn't make me. I volunteered as tribute. Jack PGM, Loz and Liz, a meme experience when whenever you want, Jack. Like if you look on my Instagram, Mrs._Shattler, you'll find plenty of
there's lots of memes,
memeable content on there. Memeable.
Look at everyone congratulating David. That's nice.
Yeah. Well done, David.
Yeah.
Is that the real Jack PGM? I presume. I'm not sure if you can have duplicate names, can you? I don't know. Dylan, thank you for the super chat. Was Maxime able to make any progress in his yoga after taking your advice last?
Yeah, he was looking better on some of his runs. He's going to take a bit of practice. You don't just kind of instantly get that feel, but he's a smart guy, and it's just going to take a little bit of tinkering with, and I think he can really improve on his yoke, which would be scary for other people if he gets good at that. Because his deadlift's improving a bit now as well.
Yeah. JB said, didn't Bibby do a silly number out of the rack though?
I don't care what people do in training. It depends what you do in a comp, and that's that is fact. He's done some crazy numbers, but you need to back it up in a competition.
Is there any events, Lozzie, from the OG days of Strongman that you wish you could have done at World's Strongest Man?
I actually would have loved to have done the Flintstone lift.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have done the Flintstone deadlift for some reason. I just liked it.
Yeah.
I think I would love to have tried a backlift, as you guys probably know. Do you remember that big red rocket thing that?
Yeah, Mike Jenkins. And
I would have loved to have tried something kind of silly like that. I just
something that really tests core
different
strength and,
legs, core, those type of things would have. I think they would have suited me.
Yeah, I think so too.
What other events? I've done pretty much everything. I love
Murder Ball.
No, that was just silly.
Sausage hold.
Sausage hold.
Gravel shovel.
No. You see the one where they're like, there's flour everywhere.
Yeah, they're just dying.
They're just dying, inhaling flour. What was I?
Sorry,
you're throwing me off now. I was going to say something.
Sausage.
I love the fact that I've been able to pull an aeroplane, flip a car, carry a car.
Yeah.
I think they're just cool events to do. Doing like farmers and yokes and stuff like that. They're just normal, but when you tell people, when someone says, "What do you lift?" and you say, "Well, pulled an aeroplane," that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
you flipped a car is a cool event.
Yeah,
I think that we need to see car flip at World's Strongest Man again.
I like car flip.
Yeah,
there we go. Bron chopped. Never know if I'm saying it right. Thank you for the super chat. Those events really aren't bad for Brian, but doubt Martins or Novikov let anyone, including Tom, win. Ooh.
I love this. This is the fun bit as we build up to World's Strongest Man. Everyone's opinions.
Yes, and we're all so strongly opinionated.
I know, but it's great, and that's what's great about sport. And this is what we need to help strongman get better.
Yeah, hype.
More of this type of hype, this communication. Us putting videos out, you guys telling us your thoughts. This is what makes it fun for me.
Yeah, me too.
And you guys know I get passionate about what I think is going to happen.
Oh, I'll fight anyone. No, I won't really, but it is fun, isn't it? It's the debates and the discussion. Liz is bigger than I thought. She's not 5'4", more like 5'7". Yeah, I am 5'7". Like there was a picture from
5'6".
Towers. Dad, shut up. I'm 5'7". I've been compressed by those really heavy squats.
Oh yeah, apparently I'm 5'5" according to Alton Towers.
There was this ride where before you go on the ride, they take your picture in front of nothing, and then like a cartoon is superimposed on the wall, and it's like a lineup with heights on it, and it shrunk us all by about 6 inches, didn't it? And loads of people were like, "Oh my god, he's not even 6 foot!" Like I think people actually believed it.
Yeah.
But, we're a tall family. Like Ava, Loz's 12-year-old, she's 5'9". My son has just overtaken
You're the little
me.
one now, aren't you? Apart from Alexa.
Yeah, but she'll soon overtake me, and that'll be it then. You'll be
the little one.
Yeah, I'll be the smallest in the house. Frederick, thank you for the super chat. Got to ask, in the Mirror Fit promo, why does Liz look like she's ready to get into trouble or beat someone?
That's just Liz's face.
Yeah, that's just my face.
She's usually just grumpy at me for something.
No, so that photo, weirdly, we took that photo for another one of Loz's sponsors, Big Clothing for You. They had sent a couple of women's items, and they were like, "Oh, do you mind just taking a photo together?" And because it's me, this would have been about the 75th photo. And I think I just couldn't manage a smile anymore at that point. So it was like a pursed lips thing. But yeah, that's the story behind that picture. Frederick has entered the chat. There we go.
It's good to see Frederick.
Brad, thank you for the super chat. Luke Stoltman, 2022 Worlds winner. He called it on his channel, and I'm going.
We would absolutely love to see that. Luke is incredible. Just someone we've both got a lot of time for.
Yeah. Really
incredible ambassador of strongman, just a great standout guy and a great strongman.
Yeah.
And if he won World's Strongest Man, honestly, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah. Ron Chopped, thank you. Hooper may just ruin a big name in the heat.
Could well do. He's looking very, very strong in his training. He's lifting some big numbers. So let's see what he does. He's got to back it up. He's got to make sure he peaks properly. Wants to make sure he doesn't overdo anything beforehand. I think at the moment, because he's so keen, he's trying to show everyone what he's capable of. You don't see that from a Martins Lissis.
No, you see, I'm tired from
Martins. I'm playing games, Sometimes when people do that, it's just a lack of confidence.
And the fact that no one's talking about it.
He's trying to get noticed, which is, and he is getting noticed. And
go follow him on Instagram. What's his handle? I'll find out. You talk.
Mitch Hooper.
Probably.
Yeah, he's looking really strong. I think there's 3 Canadians now competing at World's Strongest Man, and that's not including JF Caron. So
no, it's crazy.
They are getting strong.
There you go. Mitchell Hooper.
I think he's done like over 200 kilos overhead. His deadlift's incredible. He's been doing big yoke numbers.
Fast,
But let's see what he does when it comes to the show.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't get too hyped up about what people do in the gym. I get hyped up about what they do when they can back it up again and again in competition.
Ooh. PWR coach, imagine how tense it would be if the World's Strongest Man final came down to Tom and Luke on the stones for the win. Do you know what? I believe
if that happens, I'm going to be kind of.
Tom has never beaten Martins in the stones.
I think you're right. And Martins has won the Arnolds and the Invitational. Oh, obviously, it wasn't at the stones.
No.
But he's won those 2 events on the stones.
Yeah.
And he won his World's Strongest Man on the stones.
Yeah.
But Tom's pretty much unbeaten on Atlas Stones in the last couple of years.
Except for when he's been up against Martins.
Well, when have they done it in competition in the last couple of years?
The Rogue Invitational. They did
I'm on about Atlas Stones. Atlas Stones.
2019 World's Strongest Man.
I said last couple of years.
Okay. Last few years.
Yeah. A couple. You can go back to 2020 for that.
All right.
We get a bit heated.
Yeah, we debate ourselves. I don't enjoy that bit.
Hey, look, Martins is damn good at stones. Tom is damn good at stones. Martins is better at adapting to different stones.
You know who else is good at stones? Maxime.
And Brian.
And
Trey.
Yeah.
There's loads of good stone lifters.
I was just referencing last year when I mentioned Maxime would probably beat Brian on stones. And I was stalked and threatened and told I didn't know what I was talking about.
Rightly so.
And then Maxime beat Brian on the stones.
You beat Brian on the stones?
Yes, in the final. D, thank you so much for the very generous super chat. Have you considered putting together your own online competition? You pick your certain set of events and your followers could choose to pay to upload the results. Loz spreadsheet classic. Can you imagine?
If we did something like that, we'd want it to be worthwhile for the guys doing it and the girls doing it. So it's something we may look at in the future, but
it's like a spoof competition, isn't it?
right now, there would be no, unless it was just for fun.
It sounds like something for fun.
I think most people doing that, they're trying to make some decent money from it and be able to then add some prize money.
We should do it anyway.
We should just upload random things.
Yeah, no one's got to pay. We'll just do it for free. The spreadsheet classic sounds brilliant. Thank you. Ooh.
You nearly put him in a ban.
I know. I keep doing that. Thank you, Brad, for becoming a member.
Thank you, Brad.
Oh, what's this? Tanya would love to see an episode of Loz Training Liz. We uploaded a few early last year.
Liz doesn't train, so it's hard.
I did a couple of times last year, so you can go and watch those. They were.
Do you think you'll ever get back into training?
Yeah, I need to. Do you know what? I don't know if you've noticed these last few days. I've been really good on my diet.
Yeah.
Diet comes first for me. And then once I start reaching my limitations there, I admit defeat and I'll start training. And there we go.
Well, there we go.
Thus the cycle continues.
Yes to Liz merch.
Yes.
There we go.
God, look how far behind we are on comments if that's what people were talking about. Yeah, people want this match. This match is big. Yes, I'm a fucking eyewitness. Yeah, that was. Is it still relevant though? Is it still relevant? A nice Auntie Liz polo shirt.
There we go.
XXL, please.
Team Loz and Team Liz.
Yes, who can sell more?
Definitely you.
Channel should be named the Loz and Liz Show.
We definitely need to up the merch game. You're right.
Yeah, we do. We do because yeah, we don't do that
As long
much.
as it's nice to know that you guys want it as well.
Speaking of
gives us
upping
a
our
bit-
merch game, though, sometimes we really deliver. So one of the things that we sell on the website is personalized videos, so kind of like Cameo, but
Oh, that's amazing.
cutting out the middleman. And this one guy, he was like, "Oh, I'm getting married, and me and my wife, big fans. Could you do a video that I could show her on the wedding day?" And me, being the creative type, I said to Loz, "Oh, we should really make an effort here. This is for a man to show his wife to be on their wedding day." So I was like, "Right, you be the bride, I'll be the groom." So I put on a beard. Loz, I put a tea towel on his head, and we were stood at the altar. Loz did a voiceover, and he pretended he was the vicar, and you pretended to be the bride. And then it went into you just congratulating them.
It was funny.
But then what I didn't
They
realize,
loved it.
they were actually showing it on a big screen at the wedding. And I was tagged like a month or two later. I was like, no. And you just see all these family and friends, like the wife and groom are laughing their asses off. Everyone else looks confused. Who are those weirdos? Oh, man. It was funny. Alejandro, thank you so much for the super chat. My prayers have been answered as of late. A max squat and return of the Flintstone. I thought you can press it forward as well. Need to move stones towards the beginning or middle rather than at the end. Alejandro.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good shake up.
I would, yeah. You know,
Why does it have to be at the end? Is it because of tacky?
No, I've done plenty of strongman competitions where stones would be in the middle of the show. It just suddenly became a tradition at Worlds around 2002 kind of time.
Yeah, it wasn't from the very beginning, like some people assume or
say. For a long time it was. I mean, it wasn't used a lot of the time.
Yeah,
and then
they introduced the McGlashan stones, didn't they? But they weren't every competition,
and they wouldn't necessarily be the last event.
Do you know what's the worst thing about having them last? People can't hug afterwards without getting covered in bloody tacky. Come on, think of the wives and the coaches and the athletes. You need a hug.
Yeah, we had a
we had a mishap.
When I won Europe's.
He won Europe's Strongest Man, and I was wearing. Have we told the story?
Yeah, I think you have.
Yeah, I was wearing a wrap dress. Loz attached to the dress and nearly took it off me. No stones at the end. Wouldn't have happened otherwise.
I think this is a question for you, Lizzie.
Alprez Cat. Who wins the NBA title this year?
What sport is the NBA?
Basketball. That's as far as I can go with that question. Yeah. That's all I know.
That is literally all both of us know.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
Especially modern times.
My sports knowledge is matching yours.
These days, I don't follow basketball at all. So I'm not going to be much use on this prediction.
Oh, dear. What have we got? Feta cheese. What's that?
Feta cheese is nice.
Yeah, I know, but what's that a picture of? It looks like a loaf of bread. Oh, they know that I like bread.
Ah.
Is that what's happening here?
Maybe.
I mentioned the other day I've got a bread thing. Thank you. Thank you for the bread. Jiminy Crickets. Liz, thinking of turning my gym into an outreach program. I will go to homes unannounced offering training. I'm going to call it Jehovah's Fitness. Fuck's sake. It's like dad joke central. Oh dear.
I'm glad you're having to suffer these and not just me.
He's in my DMs all the
Cricket
time.
sends me these daily.
He sends them to me as well, but I don't open them because I'm too busy. Sorry, Mike. I'll try and give you a laughy emoji.
We love you, Mike.
We do.
He's looking stronger.
Good.
His movement is so much better. He can actually squat now.
Oh, good. Yeah. Sorry. Tanya. Oh, do you know what? She's done it as a super chat and we just answered it. But thank you for the super chat, Tanya. We'd really love to see a full episode of Loz Training Liz. By the way, love your channel. How about we agree then?
Tanya. Yep.
I will train after Worlds and we'll film a full training session. Yeah. We'll bring a different videographer.
Who wants to see this?
Little deal. Yeah. There we go. Little deal. We'll do it.
Or we could get Chloe to train you or something like that. You're more scared of me training you than one of the ladies.
No, because Chloe's probably much nicer than you are, but I don't get embarrassed in front of you. I would in front of, someone like Chloe.
You could get Donna or
because I've got no excuses when it comes to. Oh yes, Andrea.
Andrea training Liz.
I also.
You're comfortable in front of Andrea.
Yeah, comfortable enough to cry and vomit. So There we go.
Which female athletes do you guys want to see training Liz? Because I don't want to train her. It's not good to train your wife, you know. It's too much bickering.
Zol Gibb, thank you so much for the super chat. Why doesn't World's Strongest Man do as many creative events like in the 80s and 90s anymore? Why don't they? So I think a conscious effort has been made this year. And last year, actually, we had the Titans turntable, which was a bit different, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think for a little while, it became a little bit samey, like 2020, 2019, maybe all the way back to sort of 2017-ish.
Yeah.
But I think...
Sorry.
What are you looking at? It's getting better, isn't it? Oh, you're not supposed to look at that. I've got people sending me baby pictures. Now you know who's going to be on there.
I didn't see.
Oh, yeah, right.
I didn't see the picture.
Why don't they do it creatively anymore? Concentrate on this, not on my phone.
Honestly, I think it's more to do with trying to make strongman a little more
professional.
Yeah. And regulate more records and stuff like that. Whereas back in the 80s and 90s, they would do a forward hold with like cheese or sausages and stuff like that. I guess they're just trying to make it a little bit more recognizable so that you can do standardized records and stuff. But yeah, I think it
shouldn't lose the fun though.
No,
should it?
I agree.
Most of us were drawn because of that.
Yeah.
Especially us older.
I think getting that combination of entertainment and, you know, actually high level challenges.
Sporting,
it's a difficult balance.
Yeah. Oh, Novikov weak point equals his size. Sorry, I didn't mean to click that one. I meant the one above. Why are you so ready to write off Novikov on your podium, Loz? You think you'd have learnt by not counting out the amazing Ukrainian?
I am not counting out anyone from getting on the podium. I'm just telling you who I see as the top 3 on paper right now. And this isn't an official prediction yet. I've got to see, you know, more stuff before I kind of give out a proper prediction. But Novikov, time and time again, impresses the hell out of me. The reason I don't think Novikov can win this year is the power stairs. That's the one event I think will cost him. And when I watched him on the power stairs at Europe's, they made it easier.
That is in the final, not the heat.
It's in the finals. And when you're up against guys like Brian and Tom who have such a height advantage, we saw it with Lalas in 2012. Lalas absolutely blitzed the final, and just being that bit shorter, lost out on the power stairs. I just think from what I saw, he was getting very, very close to starting to struggle. And I think another step or another, they actually took one of the weights out of Europe's. So. And I don't even think he was top 3 at Europe's on that. And then you didn't have the likes of Brian, the likes of Tom, Lysis, you know, whoever else that might make the final. So he could completely surprise me, train really hard on it between now and Worlds and absolutely blitz it. But I just feel that might cost him the overall win.
Love Liz and Evan. I had loads of fun with Evan in South Carolina. It's quite funny. Not like that. It's quite funny though, because I'm like, oh, you know, I'm trying to tell people that you're a nice guy, Evan. He's like, don't do that. Don't tell them that. But
well, Evan has promised us if he wins, his first interview will be with us.
Yeah, so it'll be exclusive.
Yeah.
I said you can't even talk to the presenter. Sorry, I need to just call Uncle Loz. But
Evan's a good guy.
Shh, don't tell him. He is a good guy. He is.
Yeah.
He is. No one in Strongman dislikes Evan, do they? I've not seen or heard it. Brad, thank you for the super chat. Sorry about the same comment twice. I didn't think it went through when I sent it twice. That's okay, Brad. We saw it, but sometimes the chat sort of detaches from your comment, but I've learned how to keep an eye out for that now.
Backlift.
Getting better. Right, let's just scroll down a little bit. And we've got Trigger Jim. Thank you for the super chat. I'm late. It was phenomenal meeting y'all at Clash. Can't believe I was Don Idris's first fan. That's so funny. That was on my
guy
video.
that got the photo with Don.
Yeah. If you haven't,
he was super happy.
He was so happy.
Yeah.
He was saying, someone came, I've got a fan now. They came up to me and they're like, I'm a huge fan of you. And Dom was like, what do you mean you're a fan of me? And then Trigger Jim said, I've seen you on Liz and Loz's channel and I'm a big fan. But I've seen lots of lovely comments about Don before.
Yeah, we love Don.
When he comes on the channel. He's very well spoken and so funny, isn't he?
Yeah. There he is
What's
again.
this? Frederick. Liz took a photo with me at Clash. Oh, don't. Frederick will think it's a personal vendetta. I will take a photo with anyone.
There we go. Yes. See, Frederick loves you too.
Thank you for the super chat, Frederick. Yes, Liz merch. Just ordering some shirts and mug. We saw your order come through.
Thank you very much.
Everything is on its way to you now.
All of you guys that support us in any way at all, whether it's a like, to subscribe to the channel. Look, I said channel,
not page. Good.
I did. I'm learning.
Yeah.
The super chats, it means the world to us. We really appreciate it, guys.
I came up with. Wow, I didn't come up with the idea on my own, but I suggested something that I thought was absolutely brilliant. Hear me out now. Fleece blankets with me and Loz on them. And when, especially you British guys, and we have to stay up super late for Worlds results, we could all get cozy in our blankets and watch World's Strongest Man together and have our drinks out of our cups. Loz looked at me and he's like, have you gone crazy? I don't know. Have I? Let me know your thoughts.
I think she's crazy.
A selfie fleece blanket. Let me know what you think. Julian, thank you for the super chat.
Did we watch the Fury fight? Unfortunately, I didn't watch it live because I was actually commentating on Clash when it started. I did watch some of the highlights. I absolutely love Tyson Fury. Watched most of his fights over the years. Love the way he's been able to come back and how he's so open about his depression and stuff like that. I've suffered with depression, and so seeing someone at that level be so open about it definitely helps someone like myself. I'm sure it helps a lot of you guys. And he's entertaining. Yeah, he's just just funny, and he backs it up with tremendous talent. Would he make a great strongman? He's got a big frame. It'd be completely different training, but if you're a good athlete, you can generally change your training to focus and excel in different areas. So if his mindset was on that, I'm sure he'd be very good.
There we go. Colorado Awesome Sauce, thank you for the super chat. You said Tom hasn't lost on Atlas stones in the past couple of years. He had that. I said he didn't lose to. He hasn't lost. Well, go on then. I'll let you have it. I remember we were watching it literally the other day. Yeah, we were, weren't we? What did we watch?
We were watching Robin Romesh?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Versus Strongman.
Yeah, that was quite funny.
It was funny. I didn't realize they came to a couple.
You're absolutely right, Colorado Awesome Sauce. Tom and T-Rex fumbled, and Luke ended up winning in Glasgow.
Yes, that's right. Yep. Well done, Lozzie. That was the one we didn't go to, wasn't it?
That's why I couldn't remember.
It's not at the forefront of Uncle Loz's mind.
There's so many comps now. I can't remember them all anymore.
Especially the ones you're not at. No. Alex, thank you for the super chat. When you find out Auntie Liz and everyone else is taller than you, switches back to suicide grip on bench. Well, if you're 5'6", maybe with the same height, who knows? We'll have to get out a measuring stick. I used to be 5'7", surely. I'm roughly there, Lozzie.
You're like an Evan 6'6".
I told him he's 6'5 3/4.
He is 6'5 3/4.
Rich Luke, thank you for the super chat. Do you think someone could beat the 1993 5,340-pound backlift world record? Am I reading all this right?
Yeah.
What do you think a modern strongman could do? Who would be best at it?
Do you know what? It's really hard to say because I think the setup would be I think a backlift is a little bit like a leg press, and I think they can probably vary in terms of how they're built and how they're set up. I don't think it's quite as, everything would need to be the same. So it's hard to say, but I think modern strongmen could lift something big. I always think someone like Sadrunas would have been awesome at something like that. Look at like the guys now, I think Trey, he's built well for something like that.
And again, I predicted Trey would do really well on the squat at the Arnold, and he didn't.
No, and like Rob Kearney was awesome at the squat.
And he's one of the smallest there, probably the smallest.
So you just don't know. It depends on leverage. That's a big thing for a lot of lifts is leverage. People think it's just body weight. Leverage is more important than body weight. If you're 200 kilos but 7 foot, it's very different to being 5 foot and 140 kilos. There's many factors when it comes to lifts.
Ron Chopped. which top picks don't have the best heat events? So Tom has great final events, so the World's Strongest Man final, but he may struggle with the 6-man group and a grip endurance event. I think Tom doesn't win his group. Tom hasn't won a group yet.
Tom's banker is that he's so good at stones.
So good. He's only got to come second or third. So
I think ideally he wants to be second. I mean, ideally he wants to win. But as long as he's second, he gets to go first on the stones.
No, he goes second.
Sorry, second on the stones. So he only has to match what the other person does.
Yeah.
I think it would be very, very hard for someone to do an extra rep on Tom.
It's going to boil down to who's in his group. You know, there are some excellent stone lifters.
But even you say that, he's decent at deadlift. He's decent at log. I mean, he won the log at Worlds in 2020, didn't he?
Yeah.
His grip's improved.
Yeah.
You know, his grip's not necessarily good at a Hercules hold, but when he did the farmers for distance, he was really good.
Yeah, so maybe
his yoke has improved a lot, and he's got the stones as the banker, which for me,
maybe he does win though.
You know, it's going to be very hard to see a group of 3 incredible stone lifters.
In some respects as well, having a group of 6 makes it a little easier in terms of when you've got those strengths, you pick up more points, don't you? Obviously, you're at risk of losing more as well, but
I really can't see Tom not making the final.
No.
Even if he doesn't win his group, I think he gets through on the stones.
Agreed. Yeah. I think something would have to go horribly wrong for him not to. Yeah.
And I mean, he's going to be the seed in his group because he's defending champion. Yeah. So then the second place, he's not going to have a Brian Shaw or Ulysses in there.
Yeah.
So then who are we looking at stones? Maybe someone like Trey. Maxime
Martins. Wow,
it's not going to be Martins.
No,
it's not going to be Martins and Tom in the same group.
No. Oh God, look, people with their suggestions of who should train me. Rhiannon. Oh my God,
you'd be scared.
I would. I'm scared now. She'd beast me. Rhiannon's actually really lovely, but I don't know, man. I think she'd get pissed off with me pretty quick.
She'd get pissed off with your lack of effort.
Yeah.
This is really hard work.
It's World's Strangest Man.
There you
go. Andrea. Yeah. Andrea or Chloe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely Andrea. Me and Andrea. Sam Beliveau. I think I don't want to show myself up. I think Andrew's about the only person I feel comfortable enough being that pathetic in front of him. And also, me and Andrea are a great double act. Yeah. We bounce off of each other quite well. Olga.
You'd be scared.
Do you know what? Olga is the
lovely.
Sweetest, gentlest person in the whole world. She's really lovely. I actually wouldn't be scared of Olga. I'd be a lot more scared of Rhiannon. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, everyone wants Andrea. We'll go for Andrea. Practicality wise, it's a lot better.
Andrea, yeah.
Ryan, thank you for the super chat. If Brian Shaw does not win, does he retire?
It's totally up to Brian. I think he's going to be doing the Shaw Classic, so I don't think he retires instantly. But it depends on Brian. He's the only one that can answer that. If he's still enjoying Strongman and still wanting to compete, then it's not for me or anyone else to stop him. You know, if it was me, I probably would, but that's just me. I'm not Brian. I'm not Zadrunas. If they want to keep going, then fair play to them.
I'm sure Brian's got a long-term plan anyway. Might be result dependent. It might not.
Yeah. If he's still enjoying it and he still believes he can win, then by all means go for it. I wouldn't want to be on the descend. If Brian starts to not make the final and stuff like that, but still keeps going, it starts to damage your legacy a little bit.
Yeah.
But if he was second last year at World's Strongest Man, he's still an incredible strongman.
Michael, Uncle Loz, congratulations on dropping below 300 pounds.
It was a bit of a shock, to be honest, because we were in America and diet wasn't the best. I was probably under eating, but eating crap. But I'm glad to be home and back into a routine, eating my normal nutritional plan. And I've got 6 weeks now, just focused, training hard, eating well, and trying to bring it down even more.
There we go. Are the groups announced? Nope. And they likely won't be, they won't be until pretty much the week of World's Strongest Man, because
it'll be that close.
Yeah. Because they have to ensure that the athletes get there, because there's still the potential. Everyone has to test negative to travel. There is the possibility that at the very last minute somebody can't travel, and it's bad enough having your groups and then having to rearrange everything. It's worse still if they've already announced it, because then everyone starts to really analyze the rearrangements. But we know from ourselves, when we made our little mock groups, when Mateusz pulled out, we ended up changing the whole thing, didn't we? And yeah, so they're going to want to be certain about who's in the competition before announcing.
Yeah.
And they can't until everyone is on a plane. How about Loz and Liz socks, Ryan? Thank you, Ryan. We actually, that's something we've been looking at, isn't it? Liz and Loz socks. We just don't know whether we go like the sport route that you could just wear anywhere and it'll be fine, or like naff, sort of Christmas present socks with our stupid faces on them. Can you imagine? What's that poking out from your trouser leg? Erin, thank you for the super chat. I want to get a tea mug, but I'm waiting for the Liz merch to come out. Going to combine shipping.
Thank you
smart
very
woman,
much, Erin.
There you go.
You need to get on it now.
I really do, don't I? A lot of pressure for me. Frederick, thank you. Oh, he's super chatting to address someone else in the comments. Trigger Jim. I will be back at the Arnolds next year and I will get a pick. And I could have, but I was always getting a pick with someone with her. And I could have, but I was always getting.
Frederick will definitely get his chance, won't he?
He will. And I'm pretty sure I acted as a photographer for Frederick when he wanted pics of other people. So, you know. Oh, so if you click on, that's Thomas's comment, the super chat.
Thank you very much, Thomas.
Super chat.
And here's your comment.
Here's your comment. There you go. The Arnold's is the heaviest show. The Magnus Fair Classic is outdoors with awkward objects. The Shore Classic has 8 heavy events in higher altitude conditions, etc. Which contest do you think is the hardest? Ooh.
I think the hardest probably was the Shore Classic. I think the Shore Classic was a good mix of events, good heavy challenging weights.
Yeah.
I think the Shore Classic is a tough competition.
There you go. Not automatically just the heaviest that's the hardest then.
No.
Surely it's really hard if you can't do anything.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be there if you can't do
anything. Yeah.
Oh, that's weird, isn't it? And then it shows up as a super chat there. Stupid bloody thing. Right. Okay. Let's keep going. This person keeps commenting, so I should click it. Donnie Wright. Big Loz, you look great. And Liz looks beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I developed, what's that? Diastasis recti 2 years ago, lifting weights. I know you cannot give medical advice, but can you recommend any workarounds?
I don't know anything about it, if I'm totally honest with you, so I wouldn't want to say anything right now. It's something, if an athlete came to me as a coach, I would then look into and figure out what we can or can't do. But maybe message me privately, tell me a little bit more about it, and then I might be able to give you a bit more of an honest answer. So I apologize for that. It's just my lack of understanding of what it actually is and how it would affect you in terms of training. But there's always ways around things, you know, there's always something that you can do.
Nick, thank you for the super chat, Nick. Can you interview Benny Magnusson?
Benny's gone a bit quiet. I did ask him when I first started doing interviews. Maybe we'll see what can be done. Yeah. I'd love
He's
to.
back on posting on social media and stuff.
He seems to be in a better place now. So. Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, me too. You know, I used to be really close with him. And
historically, though, he's actually a horrible interviewee because he used to just give one-word answers. But because he's such a wind-up, isn't he?
He likes to make people feel uncomfortable, which is always funny.
But it's not going to work in the talking strongman format, is it?
No.
So he'd have to actually
talk,
behave and talk. Yeah,
got some funny stories about Benny.
Yeah. We've all got a funny Benny story. Anyone who's been in the sport long enough. Sam and Sue training.
That would be, they'd beast you.
Don't need 2 of them. Jesus Christ. Jamie, bugger off you lot. Thank you for the super chat. Liz should train with each strong woman. Each. How many training sessions? That was a one-off.
You're getting yourself into a Rob and Romesh situation where you've got to go and train to do an event at Giants Live.
Oh my God, no.
Liz on Giants Live. I reckon you could beat them on the stones.
Do you know what? When I was watching it, I was thinking I could do that, and probably quicker than them. I definitely could have beaten them on the farmers' walk.
I found it really funny, but my goodness, they were terrible.
Weak. They were really weak. Oh my God, look at that one. How about Loz and Liz's face on some mirror fit plays? This is going a bit weird now, isn't it? I don't think our faces really need to be anywhere.
Liz and Loz Christmas jumpers.
No, that's actually a really good idea because I'm a Christmas jumper fanatic. I have quite the collection.
What about that?
You have to do the Liz and Loz blanket, but you would have to do those as blankets of arms. Yes, what are they called? Slankets?
I don't know.
What are they called when you wear your blanket?
Snuggies? I don't know.
Frederick, thank you for the super chat, Frederick. Yes, Liz, you took the pick with Andrea and me and helped Rob's partner adjust the Zoom. I'm picking Alexi for the win. See, I'm a helpful, nice person.
You are very helpful.
There you go. Picking Alexi for the win against your advice. I'm picking Alexi for the win too. Yeah.
Where would you place today if you were in your prime? I'm not in my prime, so it's irrelevant. I can't answer that question because there's so many factors, and I never want to be that guy that says, well, you know, I could have. I've seen so many people say, oh yeah, if I was in that comp, I could have done this or I could have done that. Every single comp we've ever done, we all look back and say, if this didn't happen, if I got an extra rep there, whatever. But you do what you can do at the time. So I've had my time. The new guys are phenomenal, and I'm okay just watching them now.
Yeah. Here we go. Liz should train Uncle Loz. It's an injury waiting to happen. Liz thumb champ. I stick to what I know I'm good at.
Did you beat Anthony
Furman?
Yeah.
Oh, very easily. Very easily. You know who I didn't beat? Evan.
Yeah.
I do have massive hands, to be fair. Evan has really. I was.
But you didn't get beat, did you? It was kind of like a disqualification.
Had to stop because he cheated and.
Evan cheated against you.
How really dirty. And you're right. I do have like freakishly.
That is just
long
weird.
Thumbs compared to.
I've got little diddy.
Yeah.
Bent weird thumbs.
Yeah, it is it's like another.
I've got big kind of hands, but just my thumbs.
Yeah, I don't have particularly big hands, but my thumb, and it will bend and bend and bend. So.
No, you can't get to it. Like
no,
if we are.
What are we doing on our life? yeah. You just cannot reach my
look,
thumb. I can keep contact with the rest of the hand, but you can't. Yeah, so that's what Evan was doing. Anyway,
shall we call it an evening?
Yes, I think we will have to. Let's just quickly get to the bottom of our. Oh look, Colorado awesome sauce. You skipped my 7-month member free super chat. How dare you? Oh, Colorado, where are you? Where are you? Quickly comment again before we go. I am sorry. Probably Loz getting carried away with something.
What about this one?
This one from Leighton. Yeah. I recently got married in December. What's the Liz and Loz secret to a happy marriage? You guys are awesome together. What would you say, Lozo?
Do whatever the wife says.
No, come on now.
I'm joking.
Come on now.
Joking.
What's the secret?
Communication.
Yes.
That's definitely key. When we don't talk is not good. When we're talking and things are always better. So yeah. Talking, very important. Both making sure you get your views across, thoughts.
Yeah.
And being supportive of each other. You know, it's not just a one-way thing. You need to support, you know, like you kind of find it funny that you're getting some recognition now in the strength world. I don't care in the slightest.
Imposter syndrome I have.
Yeah.
Recently self-diagnosed.
The more people that follow Liz and think that she's great, I love that. And, you know, you've always supported me. So
we're a team, aren't we?
We are a team indeed. But yeah, congratulations. And I hope you guys are very happy together.
As we are.
Yes, we are.
I'm like jabbing him under the tail. Say it.
We are.
Yeah. Yes. The strong women can train you and then you challenge them to a thumb war. Yeah. I'll end up with the last
There's Colorado.
laugh. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I just said some big names will miss the World Strongest Man finals.
Absolutely. Every year, you know, we can.
When you look at the amount of big names there are, there's more than 10.
When we did the groups, we were kind of really struggling because, this is going to be tough.
Where'd you put them? Yeah, you don't want those guys together.
The standard's so high. There's going to be surprises. There's going to be guys that, you know, shock people. And that's the great thing with Strongman. It's why it's fun. I mean, who would have thought the defending champion wouldn't have made the final last year?
Yeah. So there's a few people saying good night. We'll take this one as our absolute last question. What are your biggest dark horse picks? No one's talking about the World Strongest Man now. that we know the events. So no one's talking about them, but they're a dark horse, and you think they could do really well. They could do really well. Dark horse.
I wouldn't say dark horse, but like I think Evan can do really well. I think Luke can do really well.
What about like a properly dark horse, like Kelvin DeRoy?
I think Kelvin could make the final. I think someone like I don't think Kelvin threatens a podium.
No.
But someone like that in the heats could cause people a lot of problems. So yeah, someone like him, perhaps. I think it'll depend what group he's in.
Yeah, of course.
You know, maybe Mitch Hooper. Like from what he's shown he's capable of, he's clearly good enough. It's just whether he can do it under pressure and do it in his first World's Strongest Man. World's Strongest Man, I say this every year, is so different to any other show. Kevin Ferris, I don't even see as a dark horse. He is unbelievably good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, you know, there's a few guys in there.
Yeah. Gaithor's really come up.
You know, there's so many good athletes that it just takes
Shane Flowers.
a mistake. Yep, Shane's really good.
Little
Pavlo, he could do very well. You know, there we go. There's a few names in there that are starting to jump out, but this is the fun time. We'll talk about all of them as we get closer, and you know, it's who peaks, right? Who can perform in the competition? Bishop's been quiet. He has been quiet. He's been quiet. What's Bish been up to? Yeah, we'll have to go and spy on his training. Go and spy. We'll be the mole this time. Right. We are going to love you and leave you all. Do keep an eye on the channel because I have my fabulous Strongman, Guess the Strongman Baby video coming in a couple of days. If you haven't already, make sure you go and subscribe to the channel. Helps us tremendously. Like this video. Yeah, all that stuff. Yes, all that good stuff. We're supposed to tell you about. Telling you to do. Right, guys. Yeah, JF is the people's champ, and JF will be on the channel soon as well. Yes. But take care. Have a great weekend, or rest of the weekend. It's bank holiday weekend. Yeah, for us. Yeah. I am emceeing a strongman competition tomorrow. You are. And you're taking the kids out. So, yeah. Yep. Take care, guys. We'll speak to you soon. Smile and wave. Hold on.